everybody and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, today we are using this little canvas here supplied to me by my friend Eden, which she actually got it second hand and for free, so I am pretty happy with that. As you can see from this previous clip here, it has a little bit of a dent on the front of the canvas, but you know what? That is no problem because I actually looked up how to fix that and it was surprisingly easy. I just used a spray bottle here and some plain old water, and that basically fixes the trick. So what you actually do is spray the back of the canvas here, you know, on the fabric part, and just sort of rub that water in. Now if it is a pretty intense dent like the one I had, you just make sure you saturate the back of that canvas really well, as you can see, nice and shiny, and basically just try and tilt it until you can get every single part of the back of that canvas, even behind the wood, saturated and wet with water. And what that actually does is it kind of resets the fabric. I'm not sure how it works, but basically it kind of makes it all kind of stretch back into shape, and as you can see, that little dent is no more. This canvas is perfectly tightened and it's not loose anymore, and yeah, it's perfectly ready to paint. Now that's not 100% true because this canvas I decided needed a bit of a coat of gesso. Now that's mainly because, of course, a second-hand canvas, it's going to be a little bit dirty here and there, especially on the corners. So yeah, I decided to just give it a nice clean coat of gesso, which I already had, and it was good to go. And it actually looks like a brand new perfect canvas to use. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that, especially since this little canvas here was free. So yeah. So now I was trying to decide what to draw on this little canvas here, and I actually decided, since a game is coming out that I'm really excited for, I was going to do a bit of fan art on it. So I am today going to paint Spyro and his little friend Sparks. Yeah, because they are redoing the games, the first 3 games in the Reignited Trilogy, and I am super excited for that, so I've really been wanting a good excuse to do some Spyro fan art. So as you can see, I'm just roughly sketching out Spyro. Now I do have a little reference on my phone to the side of this, as you can see. And yeah, I'm just basically loosely referencing that on an image just so I can get, you know, the proportions right and that kind of thing. And yeah, I actually sketched it with my new Pilot Color Eno purple mechanical pencil, which I really do like sketching with these at the moment. So yeah, now I'm going in with my sonjas matte fluid acrylic paints, and as I've mentioned in the past, I really love these paints because they just have a really nice matte finish to them, and they are very vibrant and pretty good to paint with. And you know what, I couldn't be happy with these paints, so I lately have been really into painting with these, and you know what, I love it. So I did a rough little gradient here, now mainly because I wanted Spyro flying through the sky. So yeah, I actually did some blues with some lighter blues down the bottom, and then I decided I really wanted to do some clouds in the sky as well, just to have a little bit more interest, and I thought it would be really fun to sort of just blend those little clouds in there really nicely. And yeah, it was actually pretty fun and I really liked the look of them. After that, I went in with some purples for Spyro's body. Now, the purples aren't exactly perfect because with these paints, I don't really have a magenta-y kind of color, and the reds that I do have, when I mix them with purples and blues, they kind of make a murky kind of purple color. But you know what, I just worked around that and tried my best to get the colors as good as I could get them, and you know what, I'm actually pretty happy with them. So I did some rough fields of colour here and there just with the regular purple colour that I used, and for the shadows I actually added in a little bit of dioxazine purple. Now this is a really dark bluey purple colour which I really love. It's one of my favourite colours actually. I wonder if they have a Copic in that color. I'm not too sure. I better look into that. After that, it was just a matter of sculpting his face. Now, I actually did have a little bit of an issue with his face, mainly because it was, I don't know why, I kind of found it a little bit difficult to sculpt the shape of his eyebrows and to get that expression that he usually has on his face, which it's actually really specific. But you know what, I just kept going over and over that. And the beauty with acrylic paints is that they are opaque, so even if you make a mistake or you don't like how it's looking, you can always just go right over the top, and you know what, it's going to layer lovely, and yeah, it ends up working out if you just keep trying. After that, I added some more details to his body, just the little scales going down his body, and you know, the little spines on the you know, on the top of him and along his tail, and just little details here and there like more shadows and claws and that kind of thing. After that, I went in with some yellowy orange colors. Now for the shadow, I kind of used a bit of orange and yellows and reds, and I actually mixed a little bit of purple in with that just to make the shadows a little bit more dynamic. And I actually did the same thing with my Pikachu, and yeah, my Pikachu, I think it was the painting on cardboard, and I really like the look of those like dynamic shadow colors, so I actually wanted to do that again in this, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. After that, it was mainly just touching up little details here and there, fixing lines which weren't exactly perfect, and also adding highlights here and there with some bright yellow colors and some really light purpley colors. Now of course, I absolutely wanted to do the lines on the goldish kind of scales on his horns and his belly and the bottom side of his tail. And I mainly used a very light yellow color, and then right underneath that a very dark yellow color, and that just kind of gives it that texture that I really want, and also makes it really bright and cool looking too. After that, I mixed a sort of orangey red color. Now this was mainly for his wings, and of course there is that yellow part that goes through his wings as well, but to make things simpler, I just wanted to go over with the orange first and then deal with those thin yellow lines afterwards. And yeah, I'm actually pretty happy I did that because they look nice and neat at the end, and yeah, they look pretty good. Now after that, I just had to paint in the details for his little friend Sparks here. Now in my reference that I had, Sparks had a really kind of funny expression on his face. It was a very intense expression, and I kind of wanted to capture that a little bit in my painting too, just because it was really cute and funny, and he's kind of got these like wide eyes and he's like his big wide smile, and it just looks so cute and a little bit goofy as well. So yeah, I just painted in the eyes with some white paint. Now I did the same thing with Spyro, and to be honest, once I painted in those eyes for Spyro, his face looked a whole lot better, and I was starting to feel a little bit better because, as I said before, I had a few issues with his face. But yeah, once I painted in those eyes, they looked a lot better, and I was starting to like the piece a whole lot more. I guess it's that kind of thing where sometimes an artwork has that awkward in-between stage, kind of like a teenager stage, where it kind of like doesn't quite look good yet, but like it kind of looks odd and ugly, and it kind of sounds mean, but I think a lot of artworks have that kind of stage where it's kind of weird looking, and then once you fight through that and you get towards the end, it starts looking a lot more like you planned, hopefully. So yeah, I guess that was the case this time. Now a few last details were his eyes and Spark's eyes as well. And then after that, just some little highlights on their eyes as well to give them a bit of shine. And yeah, that's pretty much most of how this artwork was painted. So thank you guys so much for watching. Here is the final result of this painting, and I am so happy with this. I think it looks cute and funny, and I think it kind of captures the essence of Spyro himself. I'm super excited about the games coming out, and I'm definitely going to buy them myself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and let me know down below if you're going to get the game, or if you have played it in the past, or if you haven't and maybe you're interested, or if you're not interested and you just like watching me paint. Either of those is fine with me. So yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!